Welcome back, fellow agents. It is I, X7, your colorful host of the podcast of Heroes and Monsters, Xenorama. And today we're going to do something a little different. Look, this is a coloring book from 1968. You can see it right here on the Indica, Hanna-Barbera, copyright Hanna-Barbera. This was produced. Here's the back cover, exactly the same as the front cover, which will give me. This is Whitman Publishing, who later did many coloring books and comic books later on from Racine, Wisconsin, produced in the USA. And look, there's also hey, there's me. There's also the little Hanna-Barbera, My Tor, and Moby Dick stuff there. Now, I must have gotten my copy of this. This is not my copy. This is one I found on eBay many years ago. It's in great condition. None of it's colored. And you can see like an octopus. There's always an octopus. They even had a name for him on the cartoon series. I know I haven't reviewed Moby Dick just yet, and maybe I will. There's only 18 episodes. This is pretty indicative of there's about 3 adventures. Oh, look, somebody has done the connect the dots, sort of. And of course, more sea serpent. Lots of monsters. It's a fun cartoon. It's a silly cartoon because Moby is smarter than the boys, Tim and Tub. And look, where's they don't have the original Scooby on here. Scooby the sea lion, even though they probably call him a seal. Let's see if I can find him in here at all. There he is. Picture of him and the octopus. So that's the original Scooby. 2 years before Scooby-Doo showed up. We'll talk about that later on. But right now, let's play the introduction here of the show. Are we going to play it? Come on, guys. There we go.
When a typhoon suddenly strikes, Tom and Tub are swept miles away from their uncle's vessel, the Sea Explorer, and find themselves in uncharted waters surrounded by menacing sharks. When all seems lost, they are rescued by the giant white whale, Moby Dick. Tom and Tub happily realize they have found a new friend who will protect them as they face the perils of the deep together.
That would be John Stevenson, the original. What the heck? Okay, so apparently there's a Spanish dub, but that's all right. That was the voice of John Stevenson, the original Dr. Quest, and many, many other voices. He was also in The Mighty Orbots as, I don't remember what his name is. I watched 8 episodes and I don't remember everyone's name because, well, we'll get to The Mighty Orbots at some point in time. They really tried hard. So this is the coloring books are about 100 pages, and they do have some connect the dots and puzzles like this, and but really it's very indicative. Look, merman, getting knocked into a man-eating plant for a kid's book. 29 whole cents, by the way. Did you see that? Wait, it's over here. Right over here. Yeah, 29 whopping cents. I had a Space Ghost coloring book. I had a Young Samson and Goliath coloring book. Those are very hard to find. There is a place online where you can buy it, download them. Like I have the Marine Boy one that I downloaded, like $5 or $6. So you could ostensibly print it out and make yourself one, or upload it somewhere and make yourself one. I don't know. I thought about it, but anyway, I don't know if I need it that bad. I did. If you want to see some examples of Marine Boy, check out the volume 60 or issue 60 of Xenorama, the Marine Boy 3rd edition. It's got some in there. It's all in color too. Well worth the money. So this is my one I got off eBay. This is the one I had as a child, a very young agent. I don't know that I got it when I was, in 68 when it was, because a lot of them were done, and you can still buy them ages in stores like Walgreens and places like that. But you can tell my artistic ability not quite up to what happened here. So there's about 3 episodes in here. One where look at this. It's beat up, it's torn, it's well loved, as I would say some comic books of mine have been. But some parts, this was just boring to me. So it's just hard to want to color them in. So the first episode here is about the octopus. See, there's Scooby. Everyone's getting strangled. Next page, we go to Moby, who I kind of based, I'm pretty sure I colored these. I don't know that I colored that one. I'm sure I shared with my brother, who was younger than I was. So this might have had something to do with my love of octopi. So look at that. Lots of octopus. So first episode's about octopus and how Moby eventually defeats the creature. He smashes into it. And the octopus changes colors 3 times, 4 or 5 times. Boom! Everyone's free. Next page. Moby's friends escape. I'm not going to go over this page by page because what's the point? Apparently he killed it because he buried the dang thing. Poor octopus. He was just hungry. Like I said, there were several octopi in the so many, at least 3 or 4 episodes with an octopus in it, and they gave him a name. I wonder what this is supposed to be. Let me look on the previous page, see if there's a handwritten message there. Nope. I was never a big one on comic books, so the kids congratulate him just like they would in the cartoon. Good work, Moby. Gold Key published some comic books, 4 or 5 of them for Hanna-Barbera Super TV Heroes, where they had some adventures. So look, they find the ruins of Atlantis. I'm trying to remember if that ever happened in the actual cartoon, but and then this is our second episode with the fishmen and the man-eating plant that we saw already. So I didn't color a lot because I still have the Thunderbirds and a dinosaur comic book or coloring book. These things are impossible to find now, so I'm glad I kept them. I don't have the Space Ghost or the Samson and Goliath. I decided, of course, my love of purple came into play for the fishmen, but I didn't bother to color our 3 heroes, Tim, Tub, and Scooby until the next page. Scooby's purple as well. Really like purple. Lots of purple. A worried Moby, but Scooby goes and gets him, and then they're going to get fed to the boy eating plants. And then, of course, Moby comes to the rescue, and he knocks and here's something that happened on almost every episode. They feel like Jonah in the belly of the whale. I hope it didn't give them burning sensations. Ha! Okay, that's a shout out to anybody who heard that 80s song, Burning Sensations, singing Belly of the Whale. That hasn't been on the 7-Song Friday, but there we go. This is actually pretty nicely done. I wonder if I did this later on in my life. Except for the fishman. The purple fishman isn't purple. I might not have done this. There's some in here that I think a babysitter might have done. So we've got that. Let's go back here. Back in time. Diddly, diddly, diddly. There's an octopus picture that looks pretty darn good. This one here. I'm quite sure a babysitter did that because look at the shading. There's even extra colors. That was not done by a 5-year-old or even a 6-year-old. No matter how many comic books I read, I could not do that. So then we go on to Moby destroys Atlantis yet again with his talented tail. A sudden collapse. We got a couple more. We've seen that, and then they find let me get to the page here. Ooh, an ancient ship. Dun dun dun. You'd think that these kids would have learned to stop being so damn nosy by now. And they're out there pretending to shoot. There's a cutlass and a flintlock. And then they search the quarters. They find a treasure chest. What are they going to do with? What are these boys who are young. And what are they going to do with the treasure underwater? They never breathe. They never ran out of air. They never had to go to the bathroom. They never ate. But look what comes out of right next to the little mountain there on the ocean floor. Now, there's some water damage in here. I don't know. Maybe let's look on the other page. Oh, somebody used a marker. I'm going to guess that somebody was me. And it's a pink tongue on the sea serpent. That's a pretty imaginative sea serpent there. It's truly a sea serpent. And then Moby senses trouble and away he goes. Tom wallops that poor critter's tongue, which I'm sure was not pleasant. Moby to the rescue, grabs the tail. Look at that long. That is a true sea serpent. And apparently has no feeling in its tail, or Moby didn't use his teeth, although sperm whales only have the top of their, the bottom there, they've got their sockets in the top. Whip, whip, whip. Whip it good there, Moby. He did the giant spin in the cartoon quite a bit. And, I think I'm missing a page here. Peace once more. Tub joins the group, and a happy reunion. There you go. The book is done. Let's put this here. Let's get this one. See if I missed anything. There's a thickness difference here. Look at that right there. And you can tell. Look at the discoloration. This one has obviously been well used and loved. This one is still in a pretty pristine condition, all things considered. I don't think Moby was truly... Oh, no, that's exactly how it ends. So I've often thought about coloring this. Well, not coloring it, but printing some of the pages out and putting them in Zenorama. And maybe I think that in my issue with Hanna-Barbera, I did a full issue and then I separated them like Space Ghost Herculoids, Shazam maybe. I know there's a separate one for my Moby Dick and my tour. But Moby's a lot of fun. And they do face the Aquabats. Not the musical Aquabats, but just some bats that live underwater, I suppose. So this is one show that's not in Future Quest, the 12-issue comic book series, of course. Which, it's understandable. It's who's going to believe a giant whale, super intelligent. It's not. It's probably the silliest super concept that Hanna-Barbera did, but it's fun. I mean, the kids are never in any danger. It's never said why their parents weren't looking for them. They were on their uncle's ship. So the kids did show up later on in Mystery Incorporated. Thank you, Shonokin, once again for showing me the greatest Scooby-Doo cartoon series ever. Daphne was their babysitter. But Moby, instead of being a whale, was a submarine that was kind of designed. It looked like Moby, you could tell. And so either the kids were inventing stories or Daphne was. It made sense. It's kind of sad that you have to relegate that. And apparently, two of the members of Sea Lab 2020 were the parents of Tim and Tub. So maybe they weren't really worried about them too much, or that's why they were familiar with water. Maybe these were just adventures. We'll just never know, since Moby wasn't a real whale in there. But Scooby was, and Scooby-Doo was not pleased to meet the original Scooby, because the sea lion, pardon me, they're both pinnipeds, but there are differences between seals and sea lions. Look it up. It's good for you. So there is our issue. This is our coloring book episode for today. And with having said that, let me get our themes. Well, it's not our theme song, but it's the one I really quite enjoy, if I can find it here. Oh, and please like, share, subscribe. I should have said this at the beginning. Leave a comment, vote in the poll. If you're watching on YouTube or even listening, please listen for a minute or two or three. It helps the algorithm for everything, especially YouTube. This doesn't do much good when you're all the way done, but oh well. This is for fun. However, I hope you enjoyed a stack of fish cakes, which some of us do like. And until our next assignment, pardon me, as soon as I find E, F, G, where is F? Where'd it go? It was right there. I had it. Oh, maybe it's. Let me see if I can find it here. Missing my what I want to use here to try to get around. There we go. And we'll start this. See if it'll play. There we go. It's playing. So until our next assignment, let's turn that down just a tidge for a moment. I promise I'm going to end this episode. Until our next assignment or adventure, this is X7 signing off.